good old boy down in Texas, John Woodrow, that's his name. Heard him talk about our country, Lord, I feel just the same. He speaks his mind, trying to help mankind and the people of the USA. Yeah, oh, John Woodrow, he got a lot to say. Oh yes, he does. 'Cause there's a good old boy down in Texas, turning Texas blue. And there's a blue dot family in the USA. All over this world. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a blue dot family.
Hello, Blue Dot family. How y'all doing, baby? It is Tuesday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting, and I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm still trying to get this grin off my face. Anyway, Jay Clayton is here, and Stephanie's in there cooking dinner. Well, boy, howdy shit. Hold on and pull your hat down tight. I think she's cooking up more than that, buddy. Anyway, glad to see you two back together. BW's here. The Remixtress is here. Jeff Curry's with us. Dorothy Tyndall. Bruce Preston is here. Kelly K. Duncan. Thank you for being here. Woo Pig. Randy Peterson. How you doing, brother? Hope all is going well in your life, bud. Jeanette Miller is here. Michael Falbister. Deborah Douglas. Karen Van Wyck. Charles. Hey, all right, came out like nothing. Charles Stokel from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Nancy Halverson. I'm telling you, everybody here. Robin Lyons is here. Let me see. Keith Ellis is here. Virginia Whitley, thank you for being here. Doug Schuff. BW Jeff. I'm telling you, shit. I got to get down here. Jeanette Miller, Carolyn, and John Matjesco. Glad to see you here always, baby. Keith Ellis. If you didn't do the crime, don't do them. Don't want to do the time. Yeah, classic Beretta. Don't do the crime. Anyway, baby, it is Tuesday. We've had a whole day to soak in and listen in to all the talking heads on TV, all the pundits and everything about what's going on. Before we get that I got a thank you to send out, and I didn't see her name come by. I wish she was here to see it. If not, she'll see it on the... I'm talking about Linda Gallup. Sent me, Linda Taylor Gallup, you see her in the chat all the time. She sent me a... Let me switch that damn camera, John. It's a bee home for my garden. Family knows I had tomatoes, didn't get no tomatoes. We didn't have hardly any bees. So Linda sent me a bee home to put in my garden with little things here for the bees to make their little home and maybe help fertilize my tomatoes a little bit. And she sent in a whole sack of payday candies and some crackers, peanut butter crackers, munchies, baby, munchies. Linda Gallup, thank you very much, baby. I appreciate it tremendously. And this is going to go out in our garden, and hopefully we got bees around here, so I'm sure they'll come over and find a home pretty quick. But I want to thank her for that, and everybody who sends out cards, letters, donations, all of it, baby. We appreciate it so much. Anyway, well, heard anything lately? Anything in the news lately that might be piquing your interest? I still have that grin on my face because I am pleased to think about what did I say this morning? No, that's paydays, John. Oh, you like Baby Ruth? Me too. Just add chocolate. The sweet smell of justice that is wafting through the air today. It makes me smile. It makes me believe that justice can be served, and I'm looking forward to that. On the same note, I think it is a sad state of affairs for our country and where we're at, that we have a former president, that we have to actually serve a search warrant on his location, on his home, to retrieve documents that he took, documents he shouldn't have in his possession, that are classified and contains maybe state secrets. We don't know. We don't know what's in those documents, but we do know one thing: he wasn't supposed to have them, and he wouldn't turn them over. So what's up with that bullshit? But he's out there crying today. He's out there screaming about how this is a war against him. This is a what do you call weaponize the FBI. They're out there defund the FBI. Really? Really? The Law and Order Party, the Back the Blue Party, all that bullshit that y'all had before goes right out the window when they ain't on your side, huh? Yeah, that's who Republicans are, baby. That's who these maggots are. They'll turn their back on anybody, law enforcement included. There's a lot of maggots that was in that law enforcement, baby. They better start rethinking their position on exactly who it is that they choose to follow. And that goes along with a lot of other of our citizens in this country. It's time to step back because there's a lot of chatter on Trump media out there. And it all centers around one thing, baby: violence. We're in a civil war. Let's take our country back. All that bullshit that Donnie and the maggots out there on that side, the Republicans in Congress, they foster that shit. The way they speak to them, they use those words of violence, baby. Now, that's the biggest fear in this. That we're going to incite the right-wing nutjob society to do something. Well, if they are, do it now. Do it now, baby. Because we have to get rid of this shit. We have to clean house. We have to set our house back in order, baby. Before the 24 election, they're saying he's going to put out his candidacy. Get after it, baby. Get after it. Declare your candidacy. Get all the damn donations you can get. Grift like shit off of it. Because you know that's what he's going to do, baby. They're already doing it. First thing they did, defend our dear president, give us money. Bullshit. But that's where we are, baby. And it's going to be quite a bumpy road to see where this goes and how it ends up. Let's open this up and get some of our audience members in here to talk. Let's see if we can get David in here. He had his hand up. And takes a minute there for it to all work. But David, how are you doing?
I should be in here if I sound okay.
Yes, you do. You sound great, buddy.
I am cautiously optimistic.
I know what you mean. I want to smile. I want to think this is going to be it.
Trust but verify.
Yeah, trust but verify. The title of the show tonight. Search warrants and indictments. They go hand in hand. When you see one, you kind of expect the next one coming down the pike any minute. And I like to think that that's what we're going to see. An indictment on his ass.
What I've been enjoying is watching, this calm, orderly FBI serving of a warrant and search, no drama. Oh. And then listening to the right wing lose their mind on the other hand, screaming about how Mar-a-Lago's under siege.
Yeah, I like the way that they used that siege. Really? I didn't see any explosions, no gunfire, no nothing. Just, I don't know if it was 35 agents or 100 agents. Evidently, there were quite a few. I heard 35 from one source, and then I heard Michael Cohen earlier talking about there was 100 agents there. He put out a little video. Of course, he's got something to say. They're all going to have something to say. Everybody's going to have something to say about this. But, man, I'm telling you, this opens up a can of worms, though. But it makes a commitment. The Department of Justice has just made a commitment. They either move forward on this and come up with the evidence that they find to be able to make it stick. And I don't think they would have proceeded this far unless they thought they had a case that they could make stick.
I think the removal of the top secret documents was the easy one to make stick because they basically had his admission of it.
Yeah. Evidently, they've been trying a while to get it back from him. And he's been hum-hauling around. And you have to ask yourself, to what benefit does he have in keeping top secret documents? Classified information that would be maybe detrimental to United States interest if leaked or distributed to those who shouldn't have it. And that's where my fear is. That's where he's going with it. Why else would he keep all that stuff if he didn't think he could get some benefit out of it? I mean, we all know who we're dealing with here. So, you know, he's a crook. And he's all about the money. So, you know, what else can we expect from him outside of what he's doing? But that's
I've also enjoyed the GOP's tweet about it. If they can do this to him, what do you think they can do to you?
Yeah.
And the vast response, and the first response that came to my head is, you mean hold everyone accountable under the law like we're supposed to do as citizens in this country?
Yeah.
Are you saying you don't want that?
What an idea. Somebody ought to like mold that into their constitution or something. You know.
Well, and this is the thing. They honestly don't believe in that.
No, they gave up on everything. They gave up on the Constitution. They gave up on what it means to be an American. They gave up on their God. They gave up. They threw everything down the tubes for this guy. That's what continues to amaze me to this day. This is the guy that you pick to hang everything on, to put America's hopes and future in? I don't think so, baby. I don't think so. I don't want nothing to do with his ass, really. But he's here. He's part of our history now. And now has made history again. First president in our 246-year history that has ever had a search warrant served on his ass. Of course, he was the first one to be impeached twice. First one to turn a traitor to his country, to incite an insurrection, to overthrow this government, and he's still trying to do it. He's not out there doing political parties, baby. He's out there trying to raise an army. He's going to declare his candidacy, and yeah, he's going to get a lot of. See, Robert Herron says 100 FBI people. There you go. I love the fact they got into a safe. They broke into my safe. Of course they did. They had a search warrant, you asshole. What's the matter with you? You don't read, Dick Tracy or something? You don't remember that shit? No, he didn't. They searched everything. But they didn't take none of his personal books, like his, little maps that he draws on with Sharpies, or I'm sure the coloring book that he had he's working on right now, I'm sure they left that right where it was so he could finish it. Miss you, chick. How are you doing, baby?
Well, I'm disappointed I missed the party yesterday.
It was a surprise party. Nobody.
I know.
It was an impromptu live last night. We had a great time last night. I really enjoyed it.
I replayed it this morning, so I got to listen, but I was like, darn it. We had a thunderstorm, and I needed to go repair the driveway. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah. Always something.
Always something.
It was a day. What do you think about it all?
Well, like David, I'm cautiously optimistic. But because of the rampant hypocrisy that the other party has with everything, if it isn't what they want or what they see as good for them, no, it's no good at all, right? And that has me bothered because that just keeps going farther and farther and deeper, and they're dragging like we saw the people that are out there in front of Mar-a-Lago with their signs.
Yes.
That's who they're dragging along with their hypocrisy. Yeah. They just have to give them one little, nibble on a string,
and they came back out of the woodwork. They're out there with their flags, their supersized hats, honking their horns. Yeah, good.
Yeah, because
let them identify who the hell they are.
When it's something that they don't agree with, there's a big problem with it. Kind of like going back to the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff. That was horrible. People are breaking the law and whatever. But if it's truckers, blocking essential roads, it's not. They're that's all good.
Whatever the maggots do, that's fine. It's patriotic. Anything the liberals do, Democrats do, we're Antifa. We're,
And even when we very carefully dot the I's, cross the T's, hand them the paper that says we're going to come in now.
And you know
They're
they
like,
did.
"Well, you can't do,
You know
you
they
can't do
did.
that." Yeah.
This I'm
Yeah, they
this
did.
I'm sure should have been treated like any other search warrant, but we all know it wasn't. This thing, everything was scrutinized about this, and we all know it went all the way up the ladder, all the way up to Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland had to sign off on this. Christopher Wray had to sign off on it, and a judge, and they all agreed. So yeah.
Well, and they're the ones that are blowing it up into whatever they want to blow it up into.
Oh,
It's
they're-
all political,
Yep.
political, and Joe's the one that made them do it. No, he knew about it.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't-
the right is, they're calling on him to declare his presidency, which I think he should. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Start raking in money from these idiots. I don't
Yeah,
care.
go ahead and take their money.
Take their money.
Make them all homeless. I don't care.
In the long run, I think it's going to be an exercise in futility. It's. I don't think he stands a hell. You think it's going to motivate the right? Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
You watch
what
how
it's
fast the
doing,
left comes out, baby.
is it's feeding the fear and the anger, and that's what scares me. Because look what's been happening. All these little pop-up shootings, if you want to call them that.
Yes, as a
of
matter of
angry
fact,
people.
as we go on the air, Marcia was just telling me there was a shooting down at our local mall here in Corpus Christi, active right
Oh.
now, and it's going on. I don't know what the outcome is right now. I've been on the air for a few minutes, but that was the last thing I heard the door before I came in here. Was an active shooter in Corpus. So.
Unfortunately, I'm not surprised in this day and time right now. Whenever something comes up politically in terms of this turmoil that we're looking at, I'm going to use a simple, easy term: turmoil.
Yes.
People react with violence, even if it's just one person who just shoots at anybody.
The problem is that Republicans really, these congressmen, these senators, they know that. They know that. They're speaking that language. Yes.
They're the first ones to put on their bulletproof vest and get in their, bulletproof car.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's dangerous the way the right just keeps on pushing this violent thing. Because there's a story I read earlier about the chatter on right wing media out there on the internet, and it's violent. They're talking about a civil war. They're talking about hanging Mike Pence again. As a matter of fact, they caught one guy who had made a threat on one of the platforms, I guess, and somebody turned him in, and they went to go search him. He was using a pseudonym. And they tracked it back to who he was, and it was some guy that's already been charged on January 6th.
Of course.
He hasn't been sentenced yet. He is waiting sentence now, and I think this might add a little something to the judge's, outlook on how this young guy's conducting.
Might add a couple of words like without bail.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the fear.
The other thing they do is they double down.
Yes.
When they get in trouble, they double down and really? You didn't? Okay.
Against your own country.
Oh.
Like that's what amazes me. All these patriots they call themselves. Bullshit. Yeah. I call you out on that. You're not a patriot. You're anti-American king worshiper. I don't know. You want to lick Donnie's ass so much your eyes turn. I don't know.
Do you remember when you were a kid
it's sickening.
used to play, where someone would say, well, in our house anyways, my brother would call me a name, and I would say, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah.
And that's what the Republicans have been doing for 6 years.
Oh, they're all
whenever you try and call them out, they go, I know you are, but what am I?
They're all screaming Hillary and Hunter and,
Oh,
as soon as they started talking about Hillary, I'm going, oh, really? Her emails again? Are you shitting me? She had her lady balls out there in front of Congress for, what was it? I think it's 19 hours.
At least 19 hours.
That she testified in front of the Senate. I mean, in front of the House, email, whatever the fuck that was. She had her day, baby. You don't see Donnie Boy trouting his ass out in front of anybody because he can't open his mouth, and his handlers know that. They can't put him in front of anybody and have him start talking. He's an idiot. He'll indict himself. You
Part of
know,
the reason you see the Republicans backing out of the whole debate process anymore. They don't want to get Donald up there in debates, let alone any of the little Donald that he spawned.
you know,
No, that's part of the whole thing. They don't want to debate anything. It's all about what they want. They are shutting out any of the mainstream media. They will not let them come into their events in any way, shape, or form.
oh no,
They
they're keeping everything. You know,
and they're just blowing up on whatever they're. I don't know about Donnie's Truth Social, but they're blowing up on all of their little underground, websites. And that's the other thing. They always talked about the dark web. Well,
yeah,
guess who's in the dark web, you idiots?
yeah,
You
idiots.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be careful, or people are going to start calling them fascists.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know where they get that idea from. Did you? Wait a minute. Did you hear? All right, let me get this. Karen Van White came in with a $3 donation and said Republicans are outraged he got raided, but not that Trump committed a crime. No. Thank you very much, Karen. No, they don't care he committed a crime. They don't. They care that he got raided. Crime? Well, he's done that a lot. That's like,
There's no crime. He's allowed to. He's the president.
allowed. He's the president. He's above the law. He doesn't have to answer for this shit. Well, guess what, baby? What was I saying? I was just fixing to say something. Boy, howdy shit. And there you go. I was trying so hard to remember what I was fixing to say. What was it?
Sorry.
What was it I last said?
We were talking about the dark web before that.
Yeah.
We're talking about them resembling fascists.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you, David. Fascist. That brought it to mind. Did you see the quote from... It's a new book coming out, and I don't have the name of it or the author right now in front of me. I intend to get it. It's a fascinating book. They've been advertised a lot of talking on talk shows with the author and whatnot. But there's a quote from Trump, and I believe it is quoted from General Milley. There's a lot in this book, including a very interesting resignation letter that Kelly wrote, not Kelly, Milley wrote. In case he resigned. But there is a line in that book where Donnie has all his generals in the White House, in the Oval Office there. And Milley's there, and other generals and admirals and stuff are there, and he starts ranting and raving about how they're not loyal to him, and references why aren't they as loyal to him as Hitler's generals were. Really? Have y'all heard that?
No.
Pay attention.
Oh yeah, I was hearing about it earlier.
Yeah.
And it came through the New Yorker, so it's got to be a fairly reliable.
I'm thinking, it's right out of the book, I think, that this person wrote. Darn it, I need to do more research for it. Come on, but yes, there's a paragraph in there, and supposedly quotes Donnie as admonishing his generals because they aren't loyal to him enough, and referenced. He referenced the loyalty of Hitler's general, and Milley spoke up and said, "You do know they tried to kill him 3 times."
And Trump flat out denied it when he did that. He just said, "No, it never happened."
Yeah, it never happened.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
Well,
that's you just wipe it
of
out.
course. Yeah, anything that makes
Anything
him.
you don't like or doesn't come out right.
They're just all lying. Everybody's lying. Yeah, that's Milley told him. Did you know that they tried to kill him 3 times? But him referencing that, if that's true.
Was it Milley or was it Kelly?
No, I think it was Milley.
Milley.
Maybe it was Kelly.
I'm just trying to search for it, that's all.
Yeah. Kelly's the one that told him don't resign when Milley was thinking about resigning. He said, hell no, don't resign. You make him fire you. And because if he had there would have been a whole lot in the Joint Chiefs that may have resigned, that would have resigned also. There would have been a mass resignation if he would have tried to get rid of Milley. Milley was a well-liked individual across all avenues, all aisles. Republicans and Democrats admired him. And he did not take kindly to the fact that he was suckered into being in Jackson Square the day he walked across the street to visit the church. That pissed Milley off. And as well it should have. You know, he set him up for a photo op to get him out there with his BDUs on him. Look, we have the general out here. So, you know, this is nothing new. So we've known who he is ever since the day he walked down that escalator. We knew who he didn't walk down, lazy ass. He sat there and basked in the...
He didn't have to walk.
No, I don't think he could. I just, you know, I just so remember that and thinking to myself, what a disgusting creature that they have latched onto. And here we are 6 years later, knowing what we know and going, having been through what this country has been put through due to him. And it's not over. The dangers still lie ahead. That's what's scary.
Well, if anything, it's worse.
Yes, and could get violent.
As we try and get to the real truth, the absolute truth, they just stand there, you know, they hold their ground and scream at you that we're lying, you're lying, you know, it's all a lie, it's all fake. Going back to that fake shit again.
Leanna Geyer just told me about Malcolm Nance. Which one? Is that the book I'm thinking about? Because if it is, I'd take Malcolm Nance any day of the week. Oh, I can't run back there and look. Is that who it is, Leanne? Is that the book that we're talking about, Leanne? Leanne, I'm sorry. I don't know. I've been seeing people, the author interviewed, and I want to get that. Right now I'm getting my way through Peril. So I'm way behind on my reading. But I'm enjoying the book Peril very much. And a little insight.
I bought the book Rage a while back, and I read about 2 chapters and went, I don't know if I can read this.
You know, I'm finding out I kind of like this audiobook thing. Because I could pop the audiobook in driving down the road. And I spend way too much time on the road, so...
it's great for that.
Yeah. Because instead of listening to music or the news, I just pop that in there, and there you go. So, it's a good way to keep informed. You know, try to get... Because I'm way behind on and I so enjoy reading. I just don't... you know, it seems like I never have time to just take that time to relax and read, to find that place where you can just chill out. But yeah, I'm in the car all the time, so I figure the audiobook's the next best thing. How are you, Bernadette?
I'm fine, John. I'm still smiling from ear to ear too.
I know it. I've been that way all day long. Yeah, a little bouts of worry about, you know, when I was reading the story about the violent chatter that's picked up on the internet in his...
Yeah. I heard that last night before I went to bed, that the chatter, it had picked up as soon as the maggot's ears warmed up a little bit. And yeah, I posted, I think yesterday over in Discord, they're going to do something stupid. It's pretty much guaranteed. They've been waiting for a move like this. And of course they're going to blame it on the Democrats because that's their only mantra now. Who else do they have to blame it on? Don't look in the mirror. Whatever you do, don't do that.
Don't look. Ted Buxton just wrote in there, they want to kill all feds. That's true. That was some of the text.
Malcolm said a long time ago, they want to kill Americans.
Yeah. Where's that back the blue thing?
Americans.
You know? Where's all that back the blue shit?
These sheriff departments and things like that in these red states, they're all filled with these people.
Yes.
They're the same people. So if you think about calling law enforcement is pretty much infiltrated with this mindset.
Indeed. I read an article the other day about a sheriff's association that is full-blown Trumpers. And these are people that are in charge of law and order in their districts. And boy, howdy shit. If you're stupid enough to believe that, if you're ignorant enough to believe something that is already, there is no proof of, that has been to court over and over and over, but your stubborn ass goes, oh no, my sheriff, tingly senses are going off.
It ain't even about Trump anymore with these people. They have a mindset that they're going to do damage to the United States no matter fucking what. Okay? That Trump boat has already sailed. And I don't think there's any pulling them back from this shit, because this is what they want to do. They just needed a spokesperson, and up pops his dumb ass.
I'm telling you, they don't give a shit about the vote.
No.
They're trying to block as much votes as they can, but it's not about the vote anymore. It's about that little maggot movement over there that says we're going to take it back in a civil war.
Well, they are running for state seats.
Yes, they are.
Secretary of States and lieutenant governors, sheriff departments.
We have primaries today. Wisconsin, Michigan, and by the way, what's his name? Mastriano out of Pennsylvania went to the January 6th committee today. Nothing.
Yes.
Zip. No, he took the fifth. All the way through.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course, because
you
they
shitting
can't
me?
defend their
You
shit.
little
They
maggot.
know that they can't defend this shit.
No.
They ain't
No.
gonna say nothing.
That guy was
positions of
scheduling
power.
buses to go to the Capitol on January 6th. And he's running for Senate. Are you shitting me? You little traitor, you
Hey.
take the fifth all the way through the shit and you want people to trust your ass? I don't think so. Republicans need to pull their head out of their ass. At least get some common sense about you. Because this is really looking bad,
And this gives me hope, but not a whole lot, but a little bit of hope that there are still some people out there that say, no, what they're doing to the Republican Party, I've had enough with this bullshit. I'm going to vote common sense this time around. Okay? Because I don't like what they're doing to me.
I have a lot of conservative female friends that the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade and
Thank
some
you.
of the following consequences have been the final straw for them.
I'm sorry.
They're making a break. They're not necessarily going to support the Democrat, but they're not supporting anything the Republicans do anymore.
Thank you, Bill Jones. He corrected me. Mastriano is running for governor in Pennsylvania against Shapiro. I'm sorry. I'm getting my mind gets it played up. Thank you, Bill Jones, for correcting me there. I appreciate that. I just missed another comment I was going to. Damn it.
And you watch these groups too. One of the things that's disturbing is they're following the old Klan playbook of infiltrate law enforcement. It's how the Klan
did a good
operated
job
with
of that,
impunity
didn't
for
they?
so long.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
did a damn good job of that. Not, another thing that just I find myself dismayed by. Really, law and order guys, and this
Hey,
is
hey,
your idol.
John,
Are you
come
shitting me?
on. You've experienced it yourself. You've experienced it
Yeah, I have.
in the last 5
I
years.
have. I've had the law out to my house plenty of times. Do me any good?
Yes.
Not a bit, baby. No, I don't
Why?
forget for a
Because
minute
you're
that my
Democrat.
sheriff used to be an oath keeper. So, does it
That's
tell
what
you
I'm
where
saying,
his
man.
politics are? Yes, I have concerns. I'm not comfortable calling the police out here. No.
Mm-mm.
I think they're going to take their sweet ass time getting here, and be very skeptical of whatever I have to say when they do get here. And that's not good for any citizen to feel that way.
No.
And but here I am, and the way we're pretty much ostracized down here nowadays. It wasn't like this when I first moved here years ago. But when you're the only Democrat on the street, baby, you kind of stand out like a sore thumb, and then doing what I do. Oh yeah.
Yep.
But my neighbor down the street, I told Marcia I seen a sign. I said, oh, I want that sign. I got to get that sign. My neighbor down the street still have his Tommy still has his Let's Go Brandon signs, two of them facing one each direction. So I see it when I leave. I see it when I come back. He's proud of them and been up there for 2 years. He ain't about to take them down. I want him to get me one of them signs that say that Brandon fella sure is going a long way. Sure has had a lot of accomplishments lately. I meant to.
He certainly has. He certainly has. He has been a very accomplished president.
The death of this is just in the last week. The death
Signed
of
the chips bill today.
al-Zawahiri. We had
Signed the CHIPS bill today.
The PAC Act, yes.
Yeah.
The PAC Act that we got done for the veterans, the Inflation Reduction Act got passed. We had an outstanding jobs report, much higher than they expected. Gas prices are dropping. The CHIP Act today, and today he also signed to get Finland and Sweden into NATO.
You know what, John?
Brandon guy is really cooking.
Aaron T just said in the chat, we have a Let's Go Brandon store near me. You know what the Democrats, you know what we Democrats, you know what we should do? We should go buy Let's Go Brandon.
Let's go.
Shit.
Keep going, Brandon.
Yeah.
Keep going, Brandon. That's what we ought to get.
And wear that shit proudly. And just take that shit from them.
Yes,
That's
we ought to. Keep going, Brandon. You're doing a great job.
Keep on going.
There you
Keep
go.
on going, Brandon.
Somebody ought to do that shirt. I'll tell Travis we ought to do a shirt like that. Keep going, Brandon. You're doing a great job. And he has. And we're not done yet, baby.
Nope.
He's on the move with this shit, and we just have to make sure we have a Congress and a Senate behind him. You know, this November. This is
I think
the
biggest ones.
Is that Dominic?
Yes, it is.
Well, tell our favorite little blue dot we said hello.
I will.
All right.
John says hello, Dominic.
That boy, we got high hopes for that kid. Anyway,
She muted.
where was I? Oh, he muted? Anyway, yeah, I ought to do that. I'm going to tell Travis. Keep going, Brandon. Yeah, my neighbor still has that up. I just wonder, just keep thinking to myself nowadays, every time I pass it, really, you ignorant shit, how long? Because now at this point, really, it says more about him than it does anything about Joe Biden. Yeah. But Tommy's in it for the hate, baby. He's not in it for the politics. He's not in it because he's a Republican or knows anything about the issues or any fucking thing. Never interested in him before, and I've known him for years. But oh, is he pissed off at John. I have a tendency to piss the people off around here.
How does that happen? I don't understand
I can't figure it out. They
He's
don't
so
have to listen to
likable.
me. You bet your ass he's going to be watching this one. He watches all my shows. I appreciate the view, Tommy. Keeps my numbers up, buddy. Yeah,
Hey,
he
Tommy,
watches them
how
all
you
the time. You know, I hardly ever see him anymore, thank goodness. Since he shot my other neighbor's dog, he hasn't come out very much.
Oh.
So
Good
I
for
hope
him.
he just keeps hiding. I don't give a shit
Quiet.
what he does. Cry all day long. It's sad. I'm more worried about those in our community and across this nation that we talk about when you talk about the violence
Yeah.
they talk about on the internet. That's scary shit.
That
is
is some
scary
scary
shit.
shit.
So, you know.
John,
Yes, sir.
I want to let you know,
Uh-huh.
I cannot stay for the whole entire show. I gotta go. I'm in the process of hooking up a birthday dinner for my son.
That's right.
And
It
so
is
I
Julian's
got to
birthday.
do- It is Julian's birthday. He's 37
And
this year.
and you guess who else is birthday today?
It's Velica's
It's
birthday.
Valika's birthday. Where is she at? There she is. I'm going to see if we can get her up here. She just heard me say that too. It is Valika's birthday. Well, tell Julian we said happy birthday.
I will. And happy birthday to Velica, too. I
Yeah.
know she just came in the room, so.
Happy birthday, Valika. Are you there, baby?
We can't hear you.
Oh, she just muted her mic. Oh, no. There she is. Hello, Valika. Oh,
Still
come
can't
on.
hear you.
We can't hear you,
Might need
baby.
to
Something's
Go out
up.
and come back in.
Go out. There she is. Let's see if we can get her back in here real quick. I think she turns, what, 38? 37?
Something like that.
Yes, I think
Something
so.
like that.
There she is. I hope I didn't overstep that. It might have been 27 or 28. I don't know. Is it 27 or 37, Velika?
What?
Your birthday.
I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what it is. See, I remember.
Yep.
Well, I got something for you.
What did you get?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Velica and Julian. Happy birthday to y'all. Ah, see?
Oh, thank you.
ain't bashful. I'll
Okay.
sing in front of anybody. I don't give a shit. You sound like shit, John. Well, I don't really care. I wasn't listening.
No, actually, it's pretty good.
I do not
Better
have to
than me.
listen to it.
I'll take that gift. So it's
Mm-mm-mm. How's your day going, darling? I hope you've
Oh,
had.
just not-
I hope the day put a big smile on your face.
oh well. I've had a decent day. Hubby didn't call me to do that much things today, so. But I still had to. Cook. But you know.
Well, trials and tribulations of love, baby.
Yep.
You're trapped in it, just like
Everybody else.
Stephanie Dean's out there cooking up a big old meal for Jay, probably coming over the table with a rose in her mouth and all that stuff, Violin in the background, candlelight. I'm telling you the whole thing.
Little
Probably right there in
tango
front of the
music.
beach, where the wave. It's it's who they are. I know how his game is going. But I hope you had a wonderful birthday, baby. And the day ain't over with yet, so
No, it's
And
not.
I'm gonna bow out. So, Blue Dots, get out and vote, man. We can do this.
I love you, Bernadette. Thank you for being here, baby.
You're welcome, hon. Mwah. Happy birthday, Velica. Love you.
Thank you, Bernadette. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that woman.
Oh
she's-
yeah, voting
That's so much
hasn't
to show.
closed yet in Connecticut, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Vermont
Yes.
are voting today. in their
Indeed.
primary.
And it is abounding with tension. We also have another contest between Mike Pence and Donnie. The two candidates, I think it's up in Wisconsin. Yeah. There's two of
Okay.
them on the ballot, and they're back. One's backed by Pence and one by Donnie.
Let's see who that
So
would
we're
be.
going to see again who prevails in that little tug of war that's been going on. Donnie's got a good record with these maggots.
Are we talking about governor or are we talking about Senate?
I think it's the Senate. I think it's the Senate because no, it's not the Senate. It's the governor, because
governor
Ron
is,
Johnson is still staying. Oh, where's my
Rebecca
map?
Clayfish. I think she is backed by Pence.
Where is
And
my-
Tim Michaels, I think, was the Trump choice, but I'm not sure on that.
I'm loading up my thing right now. Got my thing. Wisconsin. Ron Johnson is. Yeah, he's the incumbent. No,
He's the U.S. Senate.
Yeah.
And he is the incumbent.
He is the incumbent, and oh darn it, I can't remember who's running against him. Malcolm. Shit. Anyway,
Who's
you know
running
who is running?
I don't know.
Cherry Beasley in North Carolina. And there's her Two for Blue information. You can find it. There's her website. Sherry Beasley in North Carolina. She's our best hope there, baby. And there's a damn good chance that we could swing North Carolina. The last time, it only went Republican by, 1.3%. That's a low. And with as much as going on, oh hell yeah, we could take it. And down in Florida, Val Demings, trying to take Marco Rubio, who doesn't miss a day, is sticking a foot in his mouth. So we need to stick a foot up his butt and kick him out and elect Val Demings down there in Florida. And there's her information in that. And we encourage anybody to be able to donate to candidates, especially in these battleground states. What's that?
Mandela Barnes.
Mandela Barnes is up there.
Top Democrat in Wisconsin running against
And we should
Johnson.
be able to get rid of Ron Johnson. Mr. Little part of the insurrectionist shit. He's on the list of senators who should have, stood up and done the right thing, but didn't. Let me send out another thank you. Nana Lovely, our own Tammy Ames, came in with a $2 donation. Said breaking FBI confiscated S. Perry. Scott Perry's phone. Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, See? Scott Perry's another one, along with Ron Johnson, along with Ted Cruz and others who were involved in this shit. Not counting the congressman jacket off Jordan and, oh my God, has anybody seen Marjorie Taylor Greene lately? Holy
Haven't been looking.
Please, that woman is beyond a mess.
She is sick. She is sick with this shit. She's lost her ever-loving fucking mind if she ever had one.
Well, I was going to say, how in the world can she she don't have a mind, so how in the world, wait a minute, how's that, wait a minute.
How can you be out of your mind when you don't have one to begin with?
That's it.
Yep. That's her.
How can you lose something you don't have in the first place?
I am telling you. They are. JWB 52Z MTG is literally insane. She makes an idiot out of herself every day, never misses a chance to do that. Why didn't my thing ding? I seen a thing go by. Wait a minute. It didn't ding, but I seen it. Let me go back up here and get it. Gloria B came in with a $5 donation and a little Sheba dog saying, "Hey you," and "Hey you back, Gloria." There it came, but it didn't ding on the screen, did it? No, it didn't.
No.
That's the
I
thing.
didn't hear it.
I don't know why it didn't, but I caught it anyway. Thank you very much, Gloria. We appreciate it tremendously. Really, Scott Perry's phone now. Boy, howdy shit. We're going to start seeing it one after another. We're going to start seeing things move now. You know what I got to thinking? They have that, the FBI has that right that they have a search warrant. The search warrant says we're going here looking for A, B, and C. But when you go in there and look for A, B, and C, if you look over here and see, oh, look at there's D, E, F, all the way to fucking Z, laying on the table over here or locked up in this safe that we see, and it violates the law, guess what, baby? That information goes right up the pike. Right up the pike. And it makes me think that because the overall feeling that I've always had that Donnie's got shit on people. Donnie's got something on Ted Cruz, on Lindsey Graham, on people like that. How can they distort their stuff? How can they throw their integrity in the ditch? Kevin McCarthy, Mitch McConnell, all of them. When you think as a sitting president, man, you're privy to a lot of information. You could get a lot of dirt on somebody, I'm sure, if you wanted to, if you were corrupt enough to have that kind of power. Then yeah. So I hope they find whatever the fuck that shit is to make these guys just disgrace themselves, these Republicans, to utterly kiss his ass in front of all of their constituents, in front of America. In front of God and everybody.
Hey, John.
Yes, dear.
There is a DJ Mosley down there with a hand up.
Oh. Thank you very much. I did not see it. DJ. Mr. Mosley, how are you doing? Oh, you got yourself muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Gotta unmute. DJ's in here. We'll just wait for him to catch up with us here in just a minute. And, oh, look at there. Johnny Fly raised his hand, so we'll get him up here, too. DJ, you with us?
Not yet. Still muted.
Yet. He's still muted. We'll give him...
Oh, my fault. My fault. I didn't realize I hit the mute.
There you go.
My fault. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. You're worth waiting for, aren't you? Hell yes.
I'm not sure of that.
Hell yes. The answer to that is hell yes. How are you doing?
I was wondering if you saw that by Kari or Carrie Lake, the statement she made.
Is that who? Yes, I think that's who I'm talking about.
That's who you were talking about. That's what I thought, but I didn't know.
The lady who wrote the book.
Right. There's a guy on Twitter. I don't know if you've heard of him, Ron Filipkowski. Yeah. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
He says that she will have Arizona secede from the union if elected governor. That was his comment.
Really? Another
Yeah, okay,
succeed
bye.
from the union bullshit. That is so
See ya.
sad.
And she said in her statement, we must fire the federal government.
But yet
Oh,
she wants to be
yeah.
part of it.
As
Carolyn.
governor,
Yeah.
I will fight these tyrants with every fiber of my being.
Tyrants. That's
That's
what
what
we
she
are.
called it.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Boy, howdy shit. Hi, Johnny
That's
Fly.
that's feeding their base.
Yes.
Hey, what's
throwing
up?
red meat to the base. I'm doing fine, bud. How about you? How you
Oh,
doing, Johnny?
So far, so good.
Well,
We've
good.
got a warm one today.
Really?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, so far, so good. We had another hot day today, buddy. Had a little brief thunderstorm.
I know it. I'm waiting on Keith
Tomorrow
down
we're
there,
supposed
up there
to
to
have a
open the
fun
door. I'm waiting on
Yeah, now's the time to do it. Not in the
yeah, we need it now.
It was only 57 here this morning.
What?
I said it was only-
57?
What?
Yeah,
57 with a 5.
Where,
that was overnight temp.
where are you
Boy, howdy
located
shit.
at?
Northern Michigan.
Well, there's hope
Hey.
on the horizon then.
That's my country up there.
There's
Yeah.
hope on the horizon yet. That I won't burst
My
into
house is
flames.
in
We'll
Lake.
take a little bit of it.
My house is in Lake off US 10,
Uh,
up above Lansing, about 100 miles above Lansing. That's my house.
oh, okay. I'm farther north than that.
Whoa.
I'm north
Oh, really?
of Traverse City.
And
North of Traverse City?
I'm north of Traverse City.
but still
Yeah,
down in the
I'm
lower.
about 75 miles south.
You're both on the lower
Go ahead.
part, not on the peninsula, right?
We're both trolls. Yes, we're
okay.
trolls.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're under the
We
bridge.
call,
Trolls.
we call people from southern Michigan flatlanders.
Flatlanders.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Yes,
go up
that's
there
what
to
we
visit.
call
I'd love to see, especially
Yeah,
Upper
Michigan and
Peninsula, they're
Wisconsin.
Ubers.
You know,
Yeah.
Minnesota. Those are places I want to see. I'd like to see the northern woods. The northern.
Yeah, it's
Do you
beautiful
have
day.
a Weatherstone, a Uper Weatherstone?
Do I have a Weatherstone?
A
A
Uper
Uper
Weatherstone. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I've
I
never
have.
heard. I have a Weatherstone outside. You know,
Well, it's
if it's wet,
probably
it's
the
raining.
same thing. Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
a Uper, Upper Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. That's how they tell the weather.
That's it. Hang a rock outside. If it's dry, it's not raining. If it's wet, it's raining. If it's got
Exactly.
icicles on, it's cold.
Exactly.
That's
So,
it.
hey,
If it's
John,
swinging, it's windy.
are you ready for the big? Are you ready, John, for the big Civil War we're supposed to be getting here?
It is. You know, we make light of it, but let's hope, against all hope, that these idiots do not take it.
No, I wasn't making light of it.
No. Well, that's
No,
what the talk is, Johnny.
Yeah.
That's what they're on there
Yeah,
talking about: civil
yeah.
war and
Well, hey,
hanging people again, and you know we have to fight for
yeah,
our nation.
I've been reading this on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pitiful.
I've been reading this and I have been hearing it too. Some pretty disturbing shit. Now that's pretty low when they have to do that because they don't have any plans for
They
us.
don't. There's no
They
platform
don't.
on the Republican
What
Party.
was it,
The platform is get your gun.
what was it, Johnny? But what was Johnny Trump saying? Oh, in 2 weeks you'll have health care. You'll see in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm still working on the health care in another 2 weeks. Forget it.
They don't. They haven't had a platform
So the
since
Republicans,
before. I think under George W. And then the platform was just make money.
Well, you have
go to
to
war and make money.
huh?
Seems to be a consistent thought throughout the Republican Party whenever they're in office. Go to war and make money.
yeah.
Seems
Pretty
to be
much.
a thing to do.
Yeah, you help the big corporations out there, but yeah, but they.
Hey,
the
anybody
average-
know what happened
with the
48
average
years
one,
today? 48 years ago today?
That was Nixon. Was it Nixon resigned or was that yesterday?
That was the
Nixon.
day Nixon got on that
Nixon.
helicopter and waved goodbye to everybody. It was 48
Yeah,
years
that's what I
ago
thought.
today.
Yeah,
Did his little peace signs.
Yep.
I remember that.
There's a president that at least had the dignity to resign when he should have.
Yeah, I watched
You know, like
that
the
live
party
when
had the
it was
dignity
on.
to make him resign.
Yeah, that's true. There was a Republican
Anyone-
Party. Huh? Go ahead, DJ.
Anyone listen to the 1952 Checker speech that Nixon gave?
I've listened to
the
it in the
one-
past.
And yeah, I listened to it when I was in college. I had a professor who made
I
me listen
wasn't.
to it. That was
I
when he was.
wasn't around.
You weren't around. I wasn't. I was around.
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't come on the scene until 1956.
Well, I was born a long time ago. I'm an old fart. Anyway,
Well, I won't ask your age.
that was the speech where Nixon tried to plead to the country that he wasn't a crook.
Yeah.
And he gave all of his personal finances out. Yeah, well, he had 4 accountants go through his finances, and they published it for that speech so that he could prove to the people in the United States he wasn't a crook. Well, 2 of those 4 accountants were later put in jail for 20 years each for fraud.
Go figure.
So
the American people have a right to know if their president is a crook, and I am not a crook. Yeah, turned out you are. So
That's like Donald
go
Trump
figure,
talking,
politician
too.
lying. You know.
yeah, it was. They said Eisenhower took a number 2 pencil and jammed it into the desk in the Oval Office.
You know,
he was so mad when he heard what Nixon said.
That's one thing about what Trump has done for the Republicans in general. Has given a pass to George W. and other idiots in the past. He's made them look like George W. I consider a war criminal. He started a war on a whim, so contractors could make money. I swear that's what it was. And until Trump come along, he was the number 1 boogeyman in my life. You son of a bitch! You sold us out for money. You cost American lives for dollars.
Do you remember that newsreel? Bush and whoever it was the Grand Poobah or whatever of Saudi Arabia holding hands, walking on the airport
yes.
tarmac. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I think he was holding the hand that they used to go to the bathroom with.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh Lord!
Don't they have one hand that they do, and the other hand they eat with? I mean, they can't mix the 2 of them.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
I think that's right. I don't know.
You're
I
right.
wash my hands, both of them. So.
Did they ever hear of a wash basin? Did they ever hear of wash basin, or don't they have them?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I have no idea. I have not been there. Have no urge to go.
But it is a custom, I believe, that you don't shake hands with that hand.
Right.
Same hand you use.
It's considered on whatever.
Yeah.
It's not unsanitary, but it's whatever. I don't know, undignified or something. I don't know what the right word is.
Yeah, nobody saw Jenny pop up on that
know
screen, did you? I got to see. It's a glitch. No, I was asking if anybody saw it. Nobody saw Jenny pop up on that screen with a donation.
No, I didn't.
No, there's something wrong with my thing because Diana Mallory came in with a $5 donation and said, "Crazy Cucumber Lady along with Rump are on my boycott list. I refuse to support their free media platforms unless the FBI has a search warrant." Yeah, I occasionally I run over to True Social so I could get a direct quote from Donnie, and I have one right here. And I will read it to you so everybody knows what Donnie's saying. On Donnie's True Social, he said, and I quote, "Boo-hoo-hoo, wah, 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 sniffle, sniffle, it's not fair, witch hunt, Hillary." So that's basically what he's out there talking about. He's whining his ass off, trying to motivate his minions, his crowd of insurrectionists, those willing to turn their back on this country. That's who he's talking to.
He was made to eat his words, because he said on 8/3/16, anyone being investigated by the FBI is not qualified to be the president of the United States.
Aren't you loving it? Aren't you loving it? Because you notice on the news they're running those clips of congressmen and senators and everybody, and Trump included, talking about Hillary's emails, talking about you can't serve if you're trying to hide this from the government, you shouldn't be, all this bullshit. And all of them relate directly to what Trump is doing right now. Really? You two-faced little bastards. You know, to me, that's what the Republicans are. They're full of hypocrisy. They're two-faced. They don't have any integrity left. They'll lie for their mother. Whatever. You know, It's disgusting to watch a political party sink itself so low and to follow a wannabe fascist dictator. Because that's where the Republican Party is going, baby. It's going full-blown fascism. Viktor Orban deluxe, baby. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't see it.
No, you.
Yeah.
I think it's.
How many?
Huh?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say how many people supported Trump today in their talk? What was it? What's his face? Graham from South Carolina was one.
Oh, they all want
And
investigation.
several other people.
Yeah.
When they take over the House,
Yeah. What's his name over on the Republican side? Is Kevin McCarthy's already talking about? Wait till we get in office. We're going to be investigating the DOJ. We're going to investigate the FBI. They're going to investigate everybody: Hunter Biden, Hillary, anybody else they can dig up. It's going to be a fucking shit show in Congress next session. When the Republican and they are favored because of the gerrymandering, because of the redistricting around the country, and the census. They added seats. The Republicans picked up seats, and they're probably going to take the House. It's the Senate where the battle is, baby, and we have to hold the line.
Well, it's too bad we can't do something about that. That they can't get away with doing that shit, you know?
Well, the census, that comes around, and that's what changes the population numbers, changes gives the state the right to redistrict theirs.
Yeah.
And in most cases, if it's like Texas or Florida, they're trying to gerrymander the shit out anything. Because they don't want the voters to pick the politician. They want the politician to pick their voters. And that's exactly what's happened here in Texas. But we're putting up a hell of a fight. Beto O'Rourke is gaining every time you turn around. In every stupid act that Greg Abbott commits. And again, with the buzzing people in New York City and shit, it just makes him look like an asshole. People don't like to vote for an asshole.
John, when is your primary? When is your primary?
We've had our primary.
Beto.
No, we've already had our primary.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
so he's definitely in line then to run for governor.
Yeah, it's Greg Abbott against Beto O'Rourke in Texas.
And
we do not have a Senate.
How much difference is he ahead?
They're pretty well even. They're pretty well even, and for Texas,
really?
that's something to say. He's within our shots, baby. Within our range, we can do this. If Democrats in this state get out there, and vote. And it's going to be I think a good turnout this year. There's going to be a lot of people motivated to vote. They're calling it Rovember, R-O-E, for Roe v. Wade. Rovember.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Rovember is coming, and across this country.
That's going to be a big issue, John.
It is.
That's going to be a big
issue.
As well, it should be. Really have an effect on voting. Yeah.
As well, it should be.
Well,
we have a Looney Tunes person running against Whitmer in Michigan for governor.
Yeah, we do. I was just going to say.
She's a total nutcake.
Who is it?
This year, in particular, there's a huge amount of women running everywhere across the board.
All right.
But I think there's 6 different states where they have women, opposing women battling against each other, which is pretty cool too. Here in Michigan, Governor Whitmer against Tudor Dixon, which I don't know, is she somewhere between Bobart and
really? Really?
She,
one of those, huh?
She's one of those.
She's almost as bad as the Arizona person, Kari Lake or whatever her name is.
Yes.
Kari Lake. She's another one of those.
Look at Arizona. Look at the whack jobs in Arizona for everything from governor, secretary of state, attorney general, all of them. All Trumpers, wow. Oh, I am going to have trouble. Come on.
Vermont has officially declared Phil Scott, the incumbent Republican, the winner of the GOP primary for governor.
Say that again? No, it did not.
Phil Scott.
Damn it. I'm sorry, say it again.
Vermont.
Up in
Phil
Vermont?
Scott.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There was three Republicans running for that spot. He has been called the official winner. He's the incumbent. Running against Brenda Siegel in the Democratic line.
For Senate in Vermont?
That's for,
oh, it is an open seat. Okay, it's an open seat. The incumbent was Patrick Leahy, and he.
No.
No, I'm looking at my map for Vermont, right? Vermont.
We're talking about governor though. That.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had my head stuck in Senate.
Right. The U.S. Senate is the Democrat is Peter Welch has been called already to be running on the Democratic ticket. They haven't called the GOP one yet. Not
yet.
Enough in.
Okay, I'm going to have a trouble. My little dinging thing on my. I got to get Travis in here to fix my dinging thing because Jenny's not popping up when a donation comes up, and she should. And I have two to call out, and I just going to admit it right now. I'm going to have trouble getting this name out of my mouth. Came in with a $50 donation and said, "New York City here. Your show is a breath of fresh air," and it comes from T383 per 3. Wait a minute, 3R3. It's T3H3R PR3H3R.
Teacher preacher.
Teacher preacher. Thank you. See, somebody with a brain has to look at it and say, see it. Teacher preacher came in with a $50 donation. Thank you very much. We appreciate it tremendously. And Teresa Diggum, our resident artist, came in with a $5 donation and said, gerrymandering or not, I cannot understand the voters. I know it, baby. I know it. It's. I can't understand it either. We're all confused with how in the hell they can even think about voting for these idiots. But here in Texas, that's what it is. And let me catch Michael Johnson, who just came in with a $2 donation and said, when does Napoleon Bone Spurs go back to Mar-a-Lardo? I don't know when he's going to go back. He's up in, he's in Bedminster right now.
They emptied his safe. Go back to.
I'm telling you, the combination of what I've been hearing on TV from that book I'm trying to reference, and I can't remember right now, which is just coming out, referencing Donnie admonishing his generals because they're not as loyal as Hitler's generals. That book I want to get my hands on. And the one I'm reading now, the Bob Woodward's Peril.
I've read a little bit of that.
I'm hearing the same tones out of both books. I'm in Bob Woodward's Peril, where Millie has really been pushed up against the wall and is concerned about Trump doing something crazy and Trump trying to use the U.S. military here in Washington and other places around the country to implement martial law. There were other things going on, and then you hear in this new book the same language. So these are two different books, Bob Woodward and this other book I'm thinking of now, and the same stories are coming out. How he treated people in that White House. You talk about wanting to be a fascist dictator? Oh, hell yes. That's exactly what he wants to be. He is the ultimate power across the land in any subject matter. Doesn't matter, law, property lines, it doesn't matter. Donnie would be the ultimate deciding factor for anything that came along. It's utterly sad to watch this nation, as part of this nation, accept that bullshit. I don't know. Let me thank Michael Johnson, who just came in with $2 and said, I'm in the blob boss, say hello to my little mushroom. I'm the blob boss, say hello to my little mushroom. That's what he does. That's how come I was thinking, just fantasizing about, the FBI goes into the safe to look for documents that he's held back and he's supposed to turn over, and they say, oh, what is this? All these videotapes of congressmen or senators, I don't know. In my head it's got to be something. Like I said, to have these senators, these congressmen, fawn over his ass. They had one day after January 6th where they stood on their feet and they said what needed to be said, and they called him out for what it was. And then the next day, Donnie slapped him upside the head and they changed their tune. I don't know how a man can throw away his dignity like that. How somebody could stand on the floor of the Senate or the House and talk about the attack on our Capitol and about how he implemented it. It was his fault. He's the one that did this. and then turn around the next couple of days and kiss his ass? Are you shitting me?
Soul is soul.
I'm telling you, bought and paid for, every one of them. There's something hanging over their head, or they're making money out the waz. I swear. I seen a thing the other day.
Well, they were all hoping for those pardons, remember? Pardons.
Yeah, pardons, yeah, they're all, yeah.
I'll just get pardoned, it's okay.
I don't think they all got them, so maybe they wish they would have. You know, I think there's a whole bunch of, and this ain't the end of it. This ain't the end of it. This is just going to open it up even more. But
floodgates are open.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm looking forward to the next January 6th committee meeting. And because I think there's going to be a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, they said.
I think so.
I am. I'm just so happy that.
Something to consider.
What's that, David?
We've known for a long time now that the Republicans, part of what their internal studies show, is that they were going to be losing power, that they were losing population, they weren't getting people in. They've known this back. I remember in Enron, they were talking about the uncovered memos of them not wanting people to vote. If everyone voted, they would never win again.
That's, yes. I
vaguely
remember that.
They know that they have to put together a system where minority can rule.
Because they will be in the minority.
Because they're going to be in the minority, and they're terrified of that. They're terrified they're going to get treated the same way they've treated minorities for years. So a lot of this is the long-term strategy they're stuck in. And the shortest long-term strategy, to have a minority rule majority of a population is what we're seeing. Suppress the vote, gerrymander, start to put people in positions where the people's votes won't matter.
Right. That's where they're headed.
The real question is going to be when those things then hit the Supreme Court. What are they going to say?
Yeah. And look at the court we have. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
We know what they're going to say. It's obvious what they're going to say.
I'm afraid they're going to
Supreme
oppose
Court is
states'
the
rights.
most useless. It is the most useless body in our government right now. In fact, the word supreme does not even apply to the court anymore.
The court is
supreme
in danger.
Implies some knowledge that's objective above all else, and they are the people who know more than everybody else, and they should be making decisions. But it's obvious that no longer applies.
We don't have that confidence in the Supreme Court anymore. We don't.
No, not at all.
Not with the rulings that they've shown.
We talk about in science, we talk about a posteriori and a priori. A priori is what the Supreme Court's supposed to be, meaning they're supposed to have knowledge that sort of comes from God or something. They know what's going on.
Oh, really?
A posteriori is when you do an experiment and you get knowledge from the experiment. So they are not a priori anymore. The Supreme Court doesn't have a priori knowledge, which is the way they were set up to be.
Well,
they're obviously not objective.
No, and they have an agenda. Somebody sent me a picture of a T-shirt, and I thought, I like that one. It said, it was a picture of the American flag on the front of it. And above the American flag, it said, "This is our country." And underneath it said, "Not your church." I kind of like that. I'm going to have to look for that. This
Doesn't
is our country,
it really
not
piss
your
you
church,
off?
baby.
It really pisses me off to have all of our patriotic symbols stolen by these MAGA right-wing assholes, like the snake, "Don't tread on me," and things like that. They've grabbed that, and now they've made it into what was a great symbol for the revolution. Yeah,
well,
no, now
that screams maggot.
"Don't tread on me." I think that was it that from South Carolina?
That was one of the state battle flags, I think. It was one of the battle flags of the Revolutionary War.
Right, it was during the Revolutionary War.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was early
I thought it
in
was
the history.
Civil War.
No, in the Revolutionary War, a lot of the things they've got are things that used to be patriotic symbols, but they're not now.
That's exactly what the Republicans have done for a long time. They have tried to claim patriotic symbols. I've said it since the first time I ever came on the air, I think, to Republicans, the American flag is a bumper sticker. We support the troops, bumper sticker. God is my co-pilot. I don't give a fuck what it is. It's a bumper sticker. It's not that
support
they believe.
The blue.
Yeah, we back the blue.
Crap that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, in the backs of so many trucks down here, you see an American flag on one side, a Succeed tag flag on the other. Are you shitting me? You want to slap him and say, make up your mind. Are you an American or no? Just tell me, see or no.
Hey,
Are you
John?
an American? See or no?
Hey, John.
Huh?
Hey, John, somebody in chat just wanted me to remind you that don't forget to roll the credits.
You're not watching, Johnny?
They're rolling.
They're rolling.
I'm watching.
They're rolling.
Oh, I didn't see. I
tried.
have a problem with getting.
Yes, I forgot last night.
Well,
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, somebody
I'm forgetting
just
so much in
mentioned
here
it on
lately. It's not even.
Yesterday was a special occasion.
Well, I'm having problems with YouTube. I think it's my computer. I get on, then
I have a problem with CRS.
I
can't remember
Yeah.
shit. I got my head so full of crap up there. It's hard to get that Rolodex moving fast enough to switch from one subject to another. It's I just right
You're
now
doing a great
I'm
job,
in a good place right now. I'm in a better place than I have been in years, as far as this battle that we've had for 6 years. Does that mean I'm comfortable with what's coming down the pike? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I have people around me that are going to be really pissed off now. And with the talk that's going on, yeah, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. But I'll sit out in that front yard every day and stick my chest out big and tall, baby. I'm proud of my shit. I'm proud of what we've done in this family. I'm proud of everybody in this family.
Well, in the 60s, we thought we were saving the world. Boy, were we wrong.
Really? Let me send out a couple of thank yous real quick. Michael Johnson came in with $5 and said, talk about Hunter's laptop. I want to see Eric's etching sketch. Yeah, etching sketch. That's what it's. Eric, this my dad gave me this. And Diana Mallory came in with $5 and said, how about a wager on your beard? Shave it off again when Trump gets indicted. Don't forget to roll the credits. Thank you very much, baby. I got the credits rolling, and I don't know.
Don't shave it off this time. I think you should dye it a color.
Well, there's an idea, but I look, when I go to check everything on YouTube or something, when I open that YouTube, there's that video that's up at the top. It says the beard, and there I am sitting in front with a shaved face, and I keep looking at myself going, well, that looks pitiful. At least the beard hides half my ugly. Shit, I'm not sure I ever want to give it up again. Of course, Marcia's always hanging around. Huh?
I've had my beard since I was 16 years old, and I've never ever shaved it fully off.
Really?
Because I'm so ugly, I would scare myself if I looked in the mirror.
I had to spend a lot of time well shaved because I worked in a chemical unit. And you had to
the mask has to seal, right?
Yes, you have to be able to wear that mask and have no leaks because you're messing around with things like cyanide and sulfuric acid, and if you mix those two, you're not going to make too many steps away from that little mixture.
No. I was working on the computers at a refinery over in Illinois, updating their computers, and they had a sign on the wall. If it's one blast on the air horn, do this. If it's two blasts, do this. And if it says three blasts, basically, 3 blasts, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye.
It's standard operating procedures. 3 blasts, you place your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. You're really not going to have time to run. I worked in a chemical unit for a long time that was indeed scary. And I have been to the hospital for cyanide poisoning. I've been thrown underneath a shower for acid splashes all over me. It was a wonderful place to work. A chemical unit for the type of chemical unit was in processing aircraft parts to plate them or coat them with corrosion, with either cadmium or black oxide. Every part of an aircraft is stripped down to the nut and bolt. Every piece is inspected. It is put through a process. It's cleaned. It is coated with some kind of coating, depending on where it goes in the aircraft, whether it's an internal engine part or whether it's an external skin of the aircraft. Everything gets coated, and everything goes through that shop. And so every piece of that aircraft I've had.
But whenever they need a hole patch, they go around the hangar looking for a piece of metal that they can rivet on the hull.
Yeah.
That's what one of the mechanics over at the airbase told me where I worked.
That's in desperate situations. If you're out in the field, whatever works, you get something done. But yeah, no, I was in an overhaul facility where we bring an aircraft in, completely tear it down, and rebuild it.
Well, we had 5 generals over at Scott, and every one of them had a Learjet. 5 Learjets on the tarmac.
All ours had was helicopters. But,
no, these generals had Learjets, all of them. They couldn't fly commercial.
Yeah, no. I was a helicopter repair facility. So everything we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had everything from the old Hueys.
I worked in Huntsville on I worked with the guy who did the software for the helicopters. I can't remember if it was the Apache or whatever. But there's some strange people working down there in Huntsville.
Buddy, there's strange people working all over the place. I guess we ought to wrap it up for the evening. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say they all drive Camaros. Everybody in Huntsville drives a Camaro.
Really?
I mean, there's so many down there, I couldn't believe it.
I heard Joe talking about his Corvette. Corvette's older than him, I think, or something. How he bought it for like $5,000 or something and what it's worth now. Boy, how to shit. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in and visiting tonight and lending your voice to this show. I want to thank everybody in YouTube, on Facebook, who have been a part of this for so long. I can't be more proud of everybody here and what we've gone through for the last 6 freaking years and what we're going to see coming to fruition pretty soon. With search warrants, baby, come indictments. It's the only avenue Department of Justice has to go. Where are you going with this if you're not going to indict him? And
we can only hope they do.
We can only hope that it comes soon. And we're all going to be paying attention to that. Thank you to everybody who donated tonight, everybody on our Patreon page. Thank you so much for being supportive of this and keeping this going. We appreciate it tremendously. I want to thank Bernadette for coming in by earlier. And who else was here left? Anybody else? Bernadette, I think that was it.
David
Oh,
Goodrick.
David Goodrick. What happened to him?
He popped out.
He popped out. Damn. Well, thank you, David, for coming in, lending your voice. DJ, we appreciate you coming in and lending your voice.
Thank you.
And Bellica.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, baby. I hope the day continues to put a smile on your face. And as you would say, hugs, baby.
As we said in the 60s, peace and love.
Peace and love, my friend.
Pop
Johnny
some
Fly.
more, Jack. Peace and love.
Johnny Fly.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by, brother. We appreciate your voice.
Well, thank you for having
You bet. And Miss Ya Chick, thank you, darling. We appreciate you coming in.
You're welcome. And who's the 2 for blue?
Well, thank you very much. Let's do it one more time. That's Sherry Beasley up there in North Carolina. There is her 2 for blue contact information. Please, these are 2 powerful black women who would do America proud either way, baby. And there's Val Demings down in Florida who is running up against Marco Rubio, and wouldn't y'all like to throw a finger in his face? And you can do that by supporting Val Demings or Sherry Beasley. It's either way, baby. Throw a finger in their face and help support these people, because that's who we're running, baby. That's where we're at. Anyway.
In Minnesota and Wisconsin, we got our eyes on you. You got another half hour before the polls
Before the polls close, we're going to see who wins tonight, Donnie or Mikey Boy. The battle is on within the Republican Party. You know, I'm expecting to see Trump get a bump out of this. His numbers are going to rise. His popularity is going to rise for a little bit. I think it's going to go
That's
up.
the sad part.
And I think it's going to wane when more and more evidence comes out. When there is more and more that you cannot turn your head and hide from, at least the moderate Republicans will turn their head. Anyway, let's hope so. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. And again, try to put a smile on your face, baby. It's not hard to do now. Just think of Donnie in handcuffs. It'll put a big one on your face. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
We'll be back here Thursday for another Blue Dot family meeting. Wednesday's hump day. Maybe we'll find Clyde. He's sitting over there waiting on his turn on hump day. Anyway, we're going to get this. Yes, sir.
I hope you sleep as well tonight as you did last night.
I hope I sleep with the same smile I slept with last night. Indeed. Y'all too. I love you. Y'all take care. Bye.
Bye.